Okay, so this is the last one. We're technically making kind of two different ones here, but they're very similar. So you're gonna take your Rice Krispie treat, and then we're just gonna cut it right in half. You're gonna get 2 pieces of sushi out of this one. Cut it in half. You can kind of mold it, keep it together. See, these pieces are kind of flying away here, just like push that in. So first we are going to take this pink Starburst and we're just gonna mold it. You just gotta play with it for a little bit. If you're really having an issue, you can throw it in the microwave for a second, but we're gonna make this look like a little shrimp, like this one. It might just take a second, but just play around with it. Use your hands. Wiggle it a little bit. Stretch it out. Size it up. Needs to be a little bit longer. And perfect. So I want mine to look like a little shrimp, and I kind of made the tail right here, kind of curved it. So I just kind of cut a little bit in there and just kind of mold it to little circle shapes. Kind of like that. I just used my hands, used the knife a little bit in the middle. And then you're gonna lay that on top of your sushi. And then you can't really tell, but you can tell I made some little lines for texture on there. And how I did that is just I used the back of the butter knife, this part, and I just pressed it down just to make it a little more texture, a little bumpy. And then you can do the same technique with the Swedish fish ones with that. We're gonna cut this a little bit smaller. Like I said, you'll have a second for roll up. I'm just trying to preserve for roll ups here. I'm gonna take that and we'll wrap that. Or if you don't want to wrap it, you don't have to. If you have a little bit extra for roll up, just rip it off. There you go, you have a little shrimp. Like I said, you can mold the Laffy Taffy a little bit more rounder to make it more like a little shrimp. So our next one is this other one. So I'll give you, I have a blue airhead, but I'll give you a green one. I have an extra green one for you. So I'm gonna take the airhead out. This one's a little bit easier. The Starburst is a lot harder to mold compared to an airhead. So we're just gonna line it up here. It is a little too long, so you can turn it over to kind of see where it goes. And just cut off the extra airhead. And then of course you can eat that. Again, I want to kind of mold the airhead so it doesn't look so boxy, so I'm kind of just pushing it to make it more round. And like I said, I have blue, I had this green one. I'll add both and then you could just eat the other one. So now I put that right on top. We're gonna take the white airhead. We're gonna cut strips out of this to make these little white indents. Actually, do it the long way. Cut the airhead the long way, not the short way. If I can cut it, my knife's still covered in Rice Krispies. Like I said, I'm struggling here with a butter knife. Okay. So I have this piece. It might be a little long, so you can just trim it and just mold it and make it round around. Make it round. Kind of like a snake. And then when you're putting on it, you can just make it straight, or you can like curve it a little bit. and add it on there. I'm gonna curve it a little bit. And I just rip off the end that I don't need. And then you can use this again if you want, and you can add as many of those as you want. And then I just flatten mine on there a little bit better. Kind of like that. As I said, you can do, this one has 3 on it. You can do 2, you can do more, whatever you can fit on there. Then you can eat the rest of that taffy. And then again, with the fruit roll, you can add it around. And that is it. Those are your different sushis. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm sad you weren't with us today, but that is okay. We'll see you soon. I'm eating Airheads now. Bye-bye. And feel free to eat as long as your brand's okay with it. Any of the extra candy that I give you.